Hi guys, Air here. Today I'm going to go through how to spiritually heal after being used or after going through a breakup. Now, this topic is a little bit touchy for the heart chakra, for energy, grief, pain, growth mindset, everything. But I find that it's going to be a beautiful little bonus episode on how to spiritually go through it. I know a lot of people just kind of want to push it out of their thought process or just move forward and just forget about everything that happened. And that might be okay for like a day or two and equivalent to, eating the ice cream and sulking or locking the door and not talking to anybody. But honestly, that is not going to be the healthiest for your mind, for your body, let alone your soul and your spirit. So I have 13 steps. I have used them personally. I have shared them with clients. I have shared them with friends. And they have always got me through. And now I want to share them with you. So, first and foremost is the hardest one, probably for anybody, including myself, especially if you feel used or you got burned or you feel like just taken advantage of. And that one is to forgive. You cannot start your healing journey until you decide to forgive. It's difficult. It's so difficult. We're human, right? Even if we're celestial beings having a human experience or spiritual beings having a human experience. But to forgive and to almost have the realization that, this had nothing really to do with you. When it hurt you, yes, you felt that pain, you felt that impact, but it actually had a lot to do with them. There's a lot of truth when it comes to hurt people, and there's a lot of truth that unhealed people matching frequencies with other unhealed people just causes a lot of pain. So you have to just forgive, or else you can't start this process. Okay. After you get through that hurdle, and just is like, okay, I'm just going to forgive. I'm going to go and, take care of my spiritual healing here. Now we have to get into something that's a little bit easier, but still some challenges there, is you have to be grateful for the good moments. Even in the most awful relationships or situationships or engagements with people, whether you guys were just friends or there was nothing. There's so many ways that people try to label things these days, but in all transparency, everything is a relationship. So being grateful for those good moments, those moments that you're like, wow, this person's incredible, or I feel that magnetic energy, or I've been waiting for this moment. Like, this was beautiful experience. Just bathing yourself in gratitude is going to make such a big difference there. Number 3 is the letting go of the expectations that you had, letting go of almost the hope that you had for the relationship, letting go of the anger for feeling betrayed or used or not enough. There's anger towards the relationship, there's anger towards the person, there might even be anger towards yourself. Like, why did you let it get that far? Gotta let it go. It's foundational for all of the next steps. So, with number 4, it's a little bit lighter. You can breathe a little bit deeper. This one is just to always believe that something remarkable and amazing is about to happen. So, having that belief is a core foundation for the law of resonance for you to bring in something remarkable. And if you do have that low vibration because of pain or hurt or confusion, you're never going to be able to access, that remarkable life that you deserve and that you want, right? So just keep believing that, something amazing is just about to happen and it's already happening in your favor. Saying affirmations, which is number 5 for me, it works for a lot of people. I have to actually physically write down things like, I am strong, I am open-hearted, I am welcoming to all of the goodness that the world has to offer and all the beautiful relationships. I speak in present tense and I have to write it down. Other people look in the mirror and they're like, hey, you got this. And if that works for you, beautiful. But you need those affirmations to increase your vibration. Increasing your vibration will help with that healing for you. Moving into number 6, it's a little bit more of a reflection. It's about finding the lesson. So no matter if the exchange was a couple of weeks, a few months, several years, a decade, there's a lesson there. There's a reason that people are brought into your life. It's not coincidence. We are always learning, growing, and hopefully ascending with every relationship. And you are going to have a little bit of homework to find the lesson there. Now, my key that I'm going to try to poke at for you guys is that when you find the lesson, don't say things like, well, the lesson was I'm not going to date people like that. That's not actually the lesson. That's ego and that is hurt speaking again. The lesson is going to be more about your higher calling, your higher being. Your lesson was to learn how to love and accept or to understand. These are the lessons. Okay? Okay. Number 7 is just to accept the change. It's really hard, especially if you're spiritually gifted and you have any type of premonition work, or if you read tarot and it doesn't make sense. Just accepting change for what it is and understanding that things are always in this like circular or even affinity type of system where it all comes back together. There is no real concept of time. So your timeline isn't going to really matter in the higher calling of your journey. So accepting that this is, the change that's happening right now and things may change in the future. In fact, we're promised that they will. It's going to be a huge asset in your healing and in your elevation. The next one is really, if you're not quite there, I understand it can be hard, but to send love. I am currently, I would say in the last few years, just trying to send love, especially to people that have used me, betrayed me, hurt me, people that, I didn't meet their expectations or, they violated me. Sending love unconditionally and just being like, okay, you know, that really stung and that got me at my core, but I'm going to unconditionally love you. I have my new boundaries, I have my new limits, but the love is still there. So, sending love, it's very spiritual and it is very much something you have to get into your higher self in order to access. Okay. Sending love, number 8. Number 9 is being grateful. This is something I suggest for anyone trying to manifest any goal, especially if they're manifesting healing. It's just to remember, why were you grateful? Why were you grateful to meet this person? Why were you grateful to be part of this engagement? Even if it, again, was a horrible circumstance, there are little highlights where you found yourself, or where you grew, or where you understood a little bit more about who you are and your soul. And you can find gratitude in that. So for me, again, I love to write. So I'm thankful I got to spend time with this person. I'm thankful that they showed me I could love again, because at times I didn't think I could love again, right? I'm grateful for so much of that energy being positive into my life. So gratitude is where it's at, guys. Like, be grateful, because even if it was a horrible experience, it was an experience that brought you forward to this moment. And that's spirituality for you, right? Okay, number 10, be gentle and loving to yourself. This one, being gentle. A lot of people, whenever they are going through their breakup, or when they got used by somebody in a situationship, or even like a one night type of circumstance, They immediately want to be like, I blame myself for this. Like, I should have known better. I should have done better. I should have been smarter. And that is so not gentle for yourself. And your soul doesn't know English and doesn't know Spanish or French or Gaelic or any of these other languages, but it does know emotions and it knows vibrations and it knows the feeling that you're attaching to that. You can't heal, let alone manifest a more beautiful relationship in the future if you're holding on to that. So just please, if you need to imagine for a moment that I'm saying it to you, like, go for it, visualize it, or imagine someone else that really cares about you saying these things to you, because you need to be gentle on yourself. You need to just remember it's loving yourself when you're gentle. Number 11 is to live in the moment. This can be one of the things that people that aren't even spiritual kind of understand very well. To live in the moment means, okay, this happened in the past. I can be grateful for that. And I can also imagine, maybe I get back together with them in the future, or maybe our paths cross again in the future, and I can be grateful for that. But living in that finite presence of, this is today, this is who's in my life today, this is what I'm bringing into the energy of my day, and I'm going to live in this moment, right? Someone, again, that's spiritually gifted with past regression or even premonition, this is even trickier for you, but that's part of your spiritual journey, and you've got to get on board with that. Living in the moment. You cannot keep waiting for that phone call, because, again, remember, hurt people or unhealed people are not thinking about the higher parts. They're thinking about themselves, and that's part of their journey. Again, remember, forgive and let go. Today is, this is the moment, right? So, number 12, your soul. You get a little bit of some confidence back here, is the fact that you will never change your soul. If you are a positive light in this world, no matter what people throw at you, and I can speak from personal experience, I've had a lot of people throw some dark energy into my life, but I have always elevated past that, and I've always found the light, and I've decided to be the light. That is a soul thing. And if you are a spiritual woman or a spiritual man, or however you choose to identify as a spiritual being, you have that light too, and that will not go away. No one can shake that. No one can change that. That is yours, and you can have confidence in that. Okay. Lastly is to reconnect with your soul. Everyone's a little bit different with this one. For lucky number 13, reconnecting with your soul for me means getting into my physical practice. It means yoga. It means elevating the expansion of my knowledge when it comes to spirituality, in my relationships with other people, engaging, deciding that I'm always going to be bettering myself and be the light. These are all about reconnecting with my soul and my purpose and my higher calling. So, with all of that, I understand it is so easy just to give you steps and it looks good on paper. It is going to be a lot of work to actually make it happen. It's not going to happen overnight. Some people say that they heal in a day. I don't think they do. If they did, maybe this wasn't as impactful as they thought it was. It's a journey, and be patient. Remember, be gentle with yourself. Find the lesson and be grateful. All right, guys, as always, thank you so much for healing with me and growing with me.